Hey everyone, I'm gonna give everybody a minute to hop on here. I hope everybody's doing great today. Check out my Christmas tree. Isn't that pretty? I love it. Found it at Hobby Lobby. Got my Christmas shirt on. Hey, Olivia, Freya, Tarika. Hi everybody. Hi. Hope everybody's doing great today. We're going to talk about an important subject that kind of gets overlooked sometimes. We're going to talk about inner conversations and how they really affect what you're trying to manifest. I think it'll be very enlightening. You will be able to maybe pump up those manifestations a little bit and get them a little quicker. Hi, everybody. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So good to see everybody this morning. I know it might be early in some places, but I figured 11 o'clock Eastern time would be a great time for everybody. Oh, thank you. I like my pearls. I don't get a chance to wear them too much, but I enjoy them. And I got my little snowman earrings going on here, getting ready for Christmas. Hello, Dee, Darlene, Victoria. I'm so glad everybody could jump on here this morning. We're going to have a good time. This group is a great group. And if you really want to learn all the ins and outs of manifesting, this is the place to be. Let's see here. All right, it is 11 o'clock on the dot. I think we have enough people to get started. Let me ask y'all a question. Do you notice your inner conversations? Do you pay attention to them? Did you know they are directly related to, getting your desire? If your inner conversations do not match your desire, it really throws a problem in on manifestation. Your inner conversations are what manifest, period. Whether they're good or whether they're bad. The inner conversations that run in your mind, those little chats that you have, that is what manifests in your life, in your reality. I was just reading about it in the Awakened Imagination by Neville Goddard. He does almost a whole chapter on it on there. So, and I think it gets overlooked a lot of times. Because people just don't think about it. I mean, and these are little thoughts that you're not even paying attention to. So it's very important to pay attention to your affirmations. That's why you keep running the affirmations in your mind. And that way it keeps down on that chatter that runs in your head, And like sometimes when you try to lay down and go to sleep at night and your brain's running 90 miles an hour. Yeah, those kind of chatters. Oh, thank you, Lindsay. How do I focus on the best version of my SP? I would start out by focusing on the best version of you. Because when you focus on the best version of you, you're just going to naturally imagine the wonderful things about him. And then that becomes an assumption and in turn changes the way you look at him, the way you feel about him. Yep, Amanda Nicole, I see that. Yeah. But it's like the reason I wanted to do this about the inner conversations is because it's something that I had a problem with for quite a while. Because, I'm older. I had so many things concerning money that was causing me problems. Like money doesn't grow on trees. Are you crazy? You can't afford that. I've heard it all. I mean, my mother was the epitome of poor mouthing, okay? I call it the lack mentality. A lot of people in my family have the lack mentality. Some of them even have a little bit of money, and they still have the lack mentality. There is no limits to what we can have. God does not ever say no, ever. That's not in his vocabulary. And our God self is directed, connected to him. And, his power is what gives us power. So we were created to create. So it's a natural thing for us to manifest. And there's just been blockages all these years of things being pounded in our heads about lack and limitations. And, we don't need to be hard on ourselves because it's not going to disappear overnight. But if you keep working at it and keep those mental conversations talking about what you want instead of what you don't have, your manifestations will come quicker and quicker and quicker. Yeah, I think especially the older generation, like my grandparents and everything, because they went through the Depression, they went through all these 3D things that were going on, and they didn't know any different. This knowledge that we're experiencing right now about manifestation has been hidden from us for a very long time. I mean, it's amazing that I didn't find out about teachers like Neville Goddard and Florence Scovel Shinn. They were teaching back in the early 1900s, 1910, 1920. It was being taught back then. But it has, especially through the last 40, 50, 60 years in the United States, it was hidden from us. It's like they didn't want us to know about it. But now everything is coming out, and we're learning what we are. We are, humans created to create. God made us this way. So, it's time for us to get on board, and, you kind of step from the 3D world to the 5D world. We are moving up to a higher vibration. So the higher your vibration goes, the better your mental ability will be to manifest the things that you desire. So, like I said, I wanted to talk about these mental conversations because they're very important. And that transitions us. I mean, we are transitioning from a state of not having enough or not being loved or not being well to a state of being well, being wealthy, being, we can have everything. Everything manifests the same exact way. So once you get a hold of the way it works, like, staying away from the negativity, always thinking positive, always having positive inner conversations in your mind running about what you want and what will make your life better, what you desire. You just pretty much can manifest and draw yourself a picture of the world you want, and then you walk in it. It's really that easy. I mean, manifestation is not complicated. And I've noticed a lot of them, church, I've been to church all my life. Do I believe in God and Jesus Christ? You better believe it. Do I believe in organized religion? No, I don't. I think it was put out there to control the masses. But that's just my personal little opinion. So, but, we are evolving, y'all. We are all evolving into, wonderful, happy humans. It's like our DNA is kicking in now that we haven't even used since we've been born, because we were born into a period of time when all this was suppressed. So now we're all coming out of it, and we're all knowing what to do to get our shit, and we got it going on. Good morning, baby. So excited to catch you live. I'm glad you did too. So, y'all, give me some opinions. You got some questions? I'll be watching on here. See what you've got. I'm always everyone's first choice. That's good. Yeah. And about school, I mean, just always everything can be an affirmation. I'll show you how I do it. And you can, use it if you want to. Anything that is not going the way I want it, I immediately flip that around. It don't have to be perfect. It just has to be the opposite of what's going on that you don't want to the thing that you do want. Like I was in the store and I was looking for something, and the girl said, "Oh, well, we don't have that anymore." And I immediately thought, "Yes, you do. Look." And I mean, I didn't say that out loud. I just thought, "Yes, you have it. You have it." And I said, "Well, maybe check that cabinet there," because she was checking. She looked down there, and there was what I wanted. So, yeah, I mean, and that was just instant. I mean, I get instant manifestations. I have manifestations that take a little while. Don't ever be concerned about time. You just, keep your picture in your head. Keep your positive thoughts in your mind, your positive inner conversations, and know that you have what you want, because it's promised to you, okay? You have what you want. You're just bringing it from, the imaginary world to the real world. It has to take time for it to form. Everything has to have steps. So, and with a person, you think about it. I mean, everybody gets aggravated about my SP. He's ghosted me. He's this, he's that. You just keep affirming no matter what you see. Because according to Neville Goddard and these other teachers, if you persist in your affirmations, whatever you desire must harden into fact. Now, that's what he says. It must harden into fact. Not maybe. Not, well, could come. No, it's coming. So have faith and know that you have it. So, yeah, okay. I'm Frey and I'm reading yours. I'm upset and manifesting my SP, so I'll message. Hold on, let me go back and answer this one for you real quick. It's a long distance relationship. Will manifest her to move to you or you move to her. I mean, you can manifest anything. There is no limits on it. Yes, time is absolutely an illusion. This, the COVID shit, yeah, I ain't bought into that. But everybody needs to do what makes them feel safe. Me personally, I could burn that mask as far as I'm concerned. But this is the way I've always been brought up. I've got a lot of Bible background, okay? I've always believed in spiritual healing. Always. I've seen it happen too much not to believe in it. I've had too many spiritual encounters. So, yeah, I'm not sick. I'm never sick. I mean, I'm fine. So, and that's always been my attitude. And when I see friends that are sick, I just imagine them well. You're fine. Low-key want to reach out to my SP and affirm to him to answer the way I want. No, you need to make him come to you, Jordan. I think I told you that before. You need to be patient, just chill, and know that you and him are together. Visualize yourself and him walking on the beach or spending time on the couch watching TV, whatever. See yourselves together. Just visualize that and have the satisfaction of knowing you're together. And before you know it, you will be. How do we know when revision is complete? You'll see everything change. You'll get signs. It's not nothing you need to look for, though. You just, when I do revision, and I do it maybe once, twice. If it's a real big thing, I'll revise it a third time. But then I just imagine it's done, and I don't concern myself with it anymore. And if I think about it, if it runs across my mind, oh, that's already taken care of. That's my attitude at it. And it's always done. You have to have an attitude of knowing, you are entitled to these things and they are yours. You have that attitude. You know it. It's already yours. That's all you have to think about. Money out of thin air. Yeah, money comes to me out of thin air all the time. I always have money. Florence Scovel Shinn had a really cute affirmation that I like. I have the magic purse of the spirit. It is crammed and jammed with bills and coins and checks. It is overflowing. It is always full. Just speak, positive things about your money and it'll come. I love being a millionaire. I like that one too. I'm manifesting to get back with, to a conversation with her. Yeah, just keep on praying. Just, Freyan, I'm sorry, I might be butchering your name. If I do, I apologize. You just need to keep affirming. Keep visualizing you two together in your mind and keep affirming, especially at night and in the mornings. Throughout the day, take a quiet time, take a few deep breaths, relax, close your eyes, see you two together, and just think about how it makes you feel. That was another thing that Neville talked a lot about. When you imagine that you have something, you need to be thinking about how would it make you feel to have that? How do you feel having $50,000 in the bank? How do you feel having that special person with you, that you're together now, you're married or you're dating or whatever you want? Or how would you feel to drive that new car? Always imagine that. Not how excited now that you might get it, but that you've already gotten it. You've already got it. You know, how does it feel to drive that new car? How does it feel to be hugged and loved by the person that you're so in love with? Imagine how you feel, or how you would feel once everything is done. Okay, a nurse and I talked about being a manifestation. It is a manifestation to control. He straight up talked to me about, hold on, Amanda, about it, and Goddard, yeah. Thank you for saying that I am always in perfect health. Yes. Yeah, I always say that. I mean, I never get sick. I'm always in perfect health. Everything's perfect with me. Every cell of my body is absolutely restored and in perfect health at all times. That's a little bit long, but it pretty much covers from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Yep, you got a fat wallet and a fat bank account. When did I learn about law of assumption? When I started reading Neville Goddard back in 2017, 2018. Because before him, I was studying Florence Scovel Shinn. I seen videos about her on YouTube. So I went to Amazon and I ordered her books because I like to have a book. I like to have something that I can highlight, that I can mark the places that I want to remember. When you watch a video, you watch it, you know, but it's like some of the information leaves you. It doesn't stay with you as well. But when you got that book, you can highlight all the things that you want to remember, and you can go back and look at them anytime you want to. So that's why I like books. I've always been a book person, though. Oh, I've been affirming for a specific job for about 2 weeks now. Just keep it up. No, I'm so happy I got that job. I am so enjoying having that job. You already have it. You already got it. I naturally keep going to be with my SP, but pregnant and us happy being together. Just naturally am there. Yep, just you're naturally already there. That's the biggest thing about manifestation. Feel in your mind, have the inner conversations that it's already done. Feel that it's already done. You're already where you want to be. So that's pretty much the point of manifestation. I mean, you can revise. I'll go over a little bit of revision. I mean, you try to make your revision short and sweet. You know, just a little short clip. And then you loop that, you know, 4, 5, 6 times, sometimes more. If you feel, you need to do it until it feels like a memory. That's what I do. And then once I feel like it's done, I really, a lot of times don't do it anymore. I feel like it's done. You get a feeling. You got to trust your gut. You got to trust that inner feeling in your heart and your gut. You just know things. I mean, everybody has got intuition. You just got to hone in on it and pay attention to it. And for God's sakes, don't ever ignore it, because that's got me in more trouble than I can count. So, I mean, because, yeah, I'm not doing it that way. I'm doing it this way, and it always gets me in trouble. I always pay attention to my intuition. That is your higher self guiding you. I love it when my affirmations naturally pop into my head. Yeah, mine too. Once you say affirmations so much, I mean, and think them and think them and think them, I mean, you memorize them. So, yeah, on your iPad. Yeah, I like my iPad. But, yeah, whenever I ignore my gut, yeah, you always regret it. That has probably been my saving grace in more times than I can count, you know, because it warns me about everything. And I've always been, like I said, more on the spiritual side. I just enjoy spiritual things. I like knowing about how things work in a spiritual sense because I've always knew there was a more simplistic way of doing things. We've been doing things the hard way for a long time. Yes, I affirm enough. I get this natural and happy feeling. It's amazing. Yes. And I'll let y'all know another little thing. The word I am is very, very powerful. Okay. And if you can sit and meditate for a little while and just think over and over and over in your mind, I am. That's all you got to remember. I am, I am, I am. A lot of times you will get, like I don't know, 15-minute meditation, you'll get visions. You'll see things. Things will come to you. Right. That's exactly right, friend. Yeah. If you have a strong feeling not to do something or not to go somewhere or that this, like a certain business deal is bad news for you, you better back up and look at it and take a second look. I'll tell you about a little quick thing that happened one time, and this was concerning Sammy. She was a teenager, and she had a friend over, and they wanted to go to Walmart, and it was 11 o'clock at night. I mean, they were old enough to drive, but they were, you know, in high school. And they were just giving me a fit. They were giving me pure hell. I want to go, I want to go, I want to go. And it was like this feeling of dread just came over me. This most awful, god-awful feeling. I said, no, you're not going. You're not going. Get mad, get glad. I don't care. You're not going. The next morning, it was all over the news. That very Walmart that they were going to, a girl got raped in the parking lot. I was like, see, I didn't get doubted anymore. She knew I knew what I was talking about. But I did. I had this awful, terrible feeling that something bad was going to happen. And that's just the way things work with me sometimes. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Amanda. You got visions on how you knew about your current SP, yeah. But you'll know how to follow your intuition. I mean, usually it doesn't pop up until, you know, something important's about to happen. But you'll get this gut feeling of knowing. Hi, SK. Aminya. Yes, thank you. I don't think it's just mother's intuition. I think everybody has intuition. You just either choose to or not to, you know, agree with it. So, but like I said, it's kept me out of trouble a lot. Yeah, any tips on weight loss? Yes, I've been using these myself. I keep seeing, this is what I do. I keep quoting the weight that I want to be. I want to be 137 pounds. But I know how it feels to step up on my scales in the bathroom. And I keep visualizing that I step on those scales. And when the number is digital, so when the numbers pop up, it's the number that I want to weigh. And I see that over and over and over. I've been looping that and looping that. So, and I've always been the size I want to be. I've always been the size that I want to. I've always been thin. Neville used the term, you are thin, a lot, you know. So just the simple one, that's all you got to use sometimes. Is just, I'm thin. I've always been thin. I'll always be thin. I'm in total control of my appetite. I only eat what's good for me. You know, you just make common sense affirmations. Oh, you've always been psychic, Amanda? Yeah. It's pretty fun sometimes. I had a friend that was really, really psychic. It was a thrill just to go shopping with her. Let's see. Jasmine, what was your copy and paste, recopy your question? I didn't see it. Let's see. And how do we know it's not coming out of fear of old beliefs? Because it's a total different feeling. I'm trying to describe how it is. I mean, I have been shown visions before, and it would be like, it would catch me at a total left field. You know, a image would pop in my head, and it's just totally different. It's hard for me to explain it to you, but you know the difference in just regular, ordinary fear. And besides, I don't deal with fear. God does not give us a spirit of fear, but of love and strength and a sound mind, period. And I stand on that. So, and my God self is who rules my, you know, my little section here, and that's where we go. That's how we roll. I just wanted to ask, should one continue affirming if having opposing conversations inside? Get those conversations lined up with your affirmations. Get them lined up. I mean, you can, if you have a bad thought, you can say, no, cancel that. This is the way it is. You know, this person is madly in love with me. We have a wonderful relationship. I mean, do you a little rant. If you have a bombardment of negative thoughts, just make you a little rant. And, you know, when you are constantly feeding yourself positive affirmations and positive thoughts, after about the third or fourth day, it really gets a lot easier. You don't get bombarded with them as bad. It's like they're overridden and they just kind of go to the back. Is it irrespective out of it being intuition of something bad about to happen or old fear? We just keep affirming. Yes, just keep affirming. Yeah, anytime I get an intuition that, you know, sometimes it'll pop in my head that there's going to be an accident or somebody's going to be sick or something. I start affirming the opposite of that immediately. That's not happening. No, that's not the way it is. It's this way. I always do that. Yeah, I always do that. Always reverse those negative visions or thoughts that come to your mind of something bad happening. Always reverse that. Oh my gosh, Amanda. There was a house down here that did that. I've never went in it. Nah, ain't going there. Everyone, I want you to know you can manifest, and I promise you it gets easier. This is absolutely true, Jordan. Everybody's manifesting. We're always manifesting something. It's just according to your thoughts and your inner conversation as to what you are manifesting. So you can't stop manifesting. Okay, I hope I'm connected again. I apologize for that. Okay. But yeah, everyone, what if you feel your SP is in the country visiting, strong feeling, and then you eventually learn that he didn't travel? What was that feeling because of? I don't know. Now, I mean, you know, I get weird feelings like that sometimes. I just see what happens, you know. Maybe he really was traveling and you got some misinformation. Usually your gut don't lie to you, especially if it's really strong. When I get visions, it's like a flash, okay? And I get a knowing. Like, I knew a family member one time. I was very close to the family member. I got a flash that her husband was unfaithful to her. And I wasn't thinking about him. I was going out the door. I was going to the store. I had a purse on my arm. You know, I wasn't thinking about them in any way, shape, or form. And it's like as I walked through the door, the Spirit stopped me and showed me this whole scenario thing. And I'm thinking, what the hell do I do with this? So I kept it to myself for a long time because I was not sure exactly what I was supposed to do with it. But that That was very vivid. And it has happened to me a couple of other times too. I want to revise my relationship with my SP. We were friends with benefits, but now I need to erase. You know, you don't have to erase her. You just ignore her. You know, you start affirming that you and him, you know, he's madly in love with you. You're all he thinks about. The same ones work. I mean, they're consistent. They always work. And you keep saying them, and you don't give her any attention whatsoever. Matter of fact, if something brings her across your mind, oh, she moved away. I mean, that's the only way to deal with that. How to revise an exam I already took. You need, with that one, you just picture what the grade was, and then you revise it by making a new scenario in your mind that you passed it. And then you loop that one, the positive one, over and over and over. And assure yourself it's done. And if you feel like you need to, do it 2 or 3 more times, but that's usually all you need to. And then you just let it alone. You know, let it alone. If you think about it, oh, that's already taken care of. You don't dwell on it. Whatever you dwell on is what manifests in your reality. Whatever you get excited about or mad about, or, you know, that a lot of times brings something into fruition really quick. Let's see. How would you get someone out of your life like you don't want to cross paths with them? You would just affirm that you don't ever see them. I really wouldn't even affirm for them. I mean, I would just imagine that they're gone. Does tense matter while I'm making my aunt for... if you're tense, yeah, don't be tense. Just be calm. There's nothing to be, you know, tense or nervous or anything. It's just done. You need to find the attitude within you, and I know it's there, that what you wanted to manifest is done. It's done. Do I need to say... oh, sorry. Do I need to say I'm marrying my SP before Christmas? You can, or you can say you're already married. That's up to you. Whichever one feels the best to you. What's the best way to revise? Should I just forget about it and go back to before it happened? You remember the situation that you want to revise. If it was a fight or argument, or if it was something business, whatever the event was, you remember the event. Then you switch that to what you wanted to happen. Whatever it was, you just absolutely switch it to the way you want it to happen in a short scenario, you know, and then you remember that scenario over and over and over. You re-see it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And then you just feel like it's done. The next day, do it one more time and say, it's done, it's taken care of. And that's your attitude about it. Man, I'm an angry manifester. I have manifested things being mad as hell. But I try not to do that because it's really not the way you're supposed to do it. But what it is, what causes it, is the emotion. The emotion of being so angry. It's like the story I heard about this one guy that his boss was really, really mean to him at work. And I think I read this on Reddit. And his boss, I guess they got in a fight or something. And he quit, and he told his boss that he was going to win the lottery, and he was going to come back and stick a $100 bill to his head. And the next day, he pulled up in a Mercedes. He got out, took a $100 bill, spit on it, and stuck it to the man's forehead. Now, that was a story on Reddit. I don't know if it's true or not, but that was there. I thought it was kind of funny. Let's see. 5 foot short angry mister. So dwelling upon some unwanted person being gone. You just imagine that they're gone. I mean, see them somewhere else. Do you understand what I'm saying? See them somewhere else. But you always think happy thoughts of them now. They're happy somewhere else. I've been worried about manifesting something on a time crunch. I affirm all day that I'm getting that done right away. And Okay, don't just keep affirming, keep doing what you're doing. Make sure and keep a check on your mental conversations, like I've already said. But the spiritual world that brings manifestations into fruition, I will tell you a little secret about them that I have learned. I don't know if it's God's got the sense of humor or what, but a lot of times that manifestation will wait till the very last minute to show up. That's why you don't ever give up. You keep persisting until it happens. You don't ever give up. You don't ever stop. Because there's so many times when it will barely show up at the last second, especially on grades or a time crunch or a bill got to be paid and you need a certain amount of money. It'll wait till the last minute. Don't ask me why. I have no explanation. I just know it happens. So don't ever give up on your persisting to do your manifestations, and keep a check on your mental conversations in your mind. You can quote the date, Lasika. Yeah, you can quote the date. I mean, but I don't ever feel any pressure on the things that I've manifested on a time crunch. It's not really a time crunch. I just gave them, well, that'll be sold by Friday. That was just my attitude. But as far as a time crunch, I've had things come to me, but it's always right, at the last minute. And everything always works out. I learned a long time ago, this too shall pass. No matter what problem it is, it's going to pass. And the world will still turn, and the sun will still come up, and it will all work itself out if you believe in it. Oh, thank you. These are some cultured pearls I bought a long time ago. I've had them for a while. You just want clarity on the correct grammatical tense matter when creating affirmations. If I'm saying I'm marrying my SP before Christmas, is that okay? Does that make sense to you? Yeah, you can say that you're getting married before Christmas. You can say that. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can also assume that you're already married. So maybe you could do visions of planning the wedding. I don't know. Because anything works. Think about it. There's no rules in manifestation. There's no rules. Can you suggest an affirmation, please, to get my SP back and manifest marriage before Christmas? He is absolutely in love with me, and we are happily married. You really don't need but those two. Because if he's madly in love with you, okay, he's going to want to see you, talk to you, be with you, spend time with you. That covers a multitude of things. And then you see yourself already happily married. See the ring on your finger. Feel the ring on your finger at night. Twirl it around. Just an imaginary ring, but you can feel it there if you center on it. Visualizations, affirmations work. Don't get me wrong. They always work, but I like visualizations. I feel like it's more there. It's already done when I visualize on it. But now affirmations do work, so just keep affirming if you can't visualize. Which I think we can all visualize. We just need to practice. It takes a little bit of practice sometimes. And manifestation does take dedication. It's not really work. You're just creating what you want. It's not work. It should be a natural thing with you. It should be as natural as breathing. That's the way it should be with you. Don't complicate it. It's such an odd concept to think being the operant power and no one else has free will. Getting that part through it's just the way you're thinking about it. 34 years of thinking the opposite of my biggest fight with myself. What it is, okay, you're not taking away anybody's free will. Everybody says it like that. But what it is you are changing your assumptions about somebody. When you change your assumptions about them, they conform to what you're thinking. So If you think they're in love with you, they have to think they're in love with you. You know, if they're kind and sweet, you know, if that's what you think about that person, then that's how they're going to act. And why it works like that, I don't know, but it does. What's your take on scripting? I like scripting. I script a lot. Excuse me, my eyes are watering. I script a lot. I've got 2 or 3 scripting books around here. I like writing things down. Now, I don't do no 55 by 5 or none of that crazy mess because I've done it and it really didn't help. But I like to write my thoughts out or my affirmations. Sometimes I will even write out a script for what I want to happen during the day. And I will read it back to myself 2 or 3 times. It just helps get it in your subconscious mind. Because when you write something out, you're having to concentrate on what you're writing. Let's see. I've been affirming since months to get my SP back, and there's been 0 movement. You don't know that. You do not know that. There's probably movement all around you just because you don't see signs. And what are you doing looking for signs? You ain't supposed to be looking for no signs. How many times have we told y'all, do not look for signs? Don't put time crunches on it. There is no manifestation that you can pin down to a time. You can just assume it'll be done by Friday or this or that, you know. And like I said, you know, there's a few times where you can do it, but on the average, you know, don't look for signs. All that does is push that manifestation back there even farther. Get your mental conversations right. Don't be looking for signs. Why are you looking for something you already have? Hello? Why are you looking for something you already have? You got to get yourself in the right mindset. Yep. You had an international flight and affirmed that my passport would come a week before the flight, and it did. It showed up. It arrived the hour before. Yep, see what I'm saying? That's what I'm telling you. And that's usually with physical things like, you know, a car or a passport or something, you know, even money. Money's always, you know, anytime crunch money, always going to be the last second. I don't know why. Maybe that's just because I believe it. I don't know. Maybe I can, you know, I've tried to change that and affirm that it always comes early so that I don't sweat bullets. But, I mean, I don't know. Let's see. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody else, Chris. You know. Yep. Napoleon complex. Oh my gosh. 2 redheads. If you can visualize something so real that you can actually feel it, does that mean anything? That means it's happening. That situation, whatever you're experiencing in that, that's how you make things happen. You know, or if you dream something and it's so vivid and real, especially if there's some sequence of 3 in it. In the dream, or you dream the dream 3 times. Yeah. I believe dreams, you know, we have dreams to tell us stuff. Now, I mean, it might be from eating too much garlic in your spaghetti sauce the night before. I don't know. But most of the time when I dream, it's something specific. I don't dream that often that I remember. I don't have a lot of dreams that, you know, that I remember all the time. Yeah, Venus, that's exactly so. You feel you're manifesting rubbish? No, don't run away from visualization. Just only visualize what you want. After revision, should we let it go or just loop the affirmation over and over again? When you revise, you know, you take a situation that you want to change. You make a visualization or affirmations to change it, either one you want to use. You loop them a lot, like 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Like at night, right before you go to bed. When you get up in the next day, you revise it again. And then you pretty much let it go because you assume it is done. That means it is finished, it's complete. And I mean, from then on, whenever it runs across your mind, you just say, oh, well, that's already done. That's already done. I don't have to be concerned about that. That's how revision works. Neville Goddard did a whole chapter on that in the book, too. I've read a lot about revision. Matter of fact, one day I took and studied revision. I looked up everything I could find on it. Oh, you're welcome, Venus. If you focus on time, you manifest time, to my understanding. That's probably true, Vanessa. A lot of times you're manifesting more time that you don't want. If you see a sign, Rachel, just notice it. You know, oh, that's great. That means my manifestation's on the way. That's the attitude you have. Just keep going. Because you know things is fixing to come in. You can try it, Amanda. Manifesting last week or last month. I know you can do it yesterday. Like, you know, you can imagine, you can revise, say you got a business and you've only made $400 and you wanted to make $1,000. Revise that you made $1,000. You know, I know you can do it from the next day. I don't know if you can. I mean, I guess anything's possible. You can try it. And if it works, let me know. Love the self-concept affirmations that you shared. Oh, thank you. I'm glad y'all liked them. I really felt inspired to write those down. Can you talk about how you deal with resistance? Do you ignore it or revise it? It's according to how much resistance it is. I guess the way I think about things and the way I deal with things, I really don't pay a lot of attention to resistance. I have just set it in my mind so much that it's all done. I always know what I'm manifesting, what I really set my desires on are coming. So I don't give any attention to resistance at all. It's not a big thing because if you dwell on it, you're going to make more of it. And I don't want to make more of it. So that's like my car. I had been thinking for 2 months before I finally, you know, I waited until I got I had a feeling, you know, it was like something come to me, you know, you need to go to Toyota today. And I mean, that's just a feeling that I had. So I went, come home with a new car. I've been driving a new car for 2 months in my mind, you know, and looking at everyone and watching the videos and seeing which one I really wanted. I hadn't even really pinned down exactly which one I wanted. But my God self knew which one I wanted. And he knew exactly how to get me there to see it. So I saw it, I bought it, and I got it. So that's the way it works. My sister wanted to come over this weekend, but didn't know if my mom would let her. So I told her that she will. And she doubted it. Just now she told me she can come over. And I told her I know. Yeah, I'm telling you, manifestation is really fun. I like operating in a higher vibration. I like, you know, seeing things happen. It's fun to me. I'm trying to revise it. My SP texted me back when I texted him last time. But you still didn't see anything? Just keep affirming that he's always texting you. Why is he always texting you? It's those, and believe it or not, some people like to use these big, long, drawn-out affirmations. To me, short and simple is the best. I mean, because that's something you imagine and remember easily, so that you can say them anytime, you know. Yeah, when you wake up and the very first thought you've had is what you've been affirming, that's great. You're on track. You just keep going. You dreamed about your mom? You might have overheard a conversation or something to that effect. Or you might have had another family member, a family friend die. And, something happened to trigger that thought in your mind. That might be what caused that dream, because that happens with children. Rachel, have you ever been affirming in sats and then have a vision of a scene just take over? Yeah, that's happened. Usually when I talk about stuff, I'll see a vision in my mind. Yeah, revision is my BFF. It is. Neville said if nobody remembered anything else he ever said, if you just remembered revision and how to do revision, you could absolutely change your life just from that. What if you stop affirming for something for a few weeks? It's still going to happen. It might take longer, but it'll still happen. And you can just catch up with it. You just start affirming again. I mean, manifestation, it's not no rigid set of rules or anything. And I was reading about this last night. Somebody asked a question on this article I was reading and said, can you stop a manifestation once you've started it? Or affirm, what they were talking about, affirm for it and then quit. And they were saying, no, you cannot. Because they were talking about bad manifestations, creating a bad manifestation, if you could stop it. They didn't think they could. I don't know. I'd have to do some more research on it. How do I know when revision is successful? You will see the fruits of your labor. You will see it happening. Something will come along. I mean, you can, and let me tell y'all this. You can ask your God self questions, y'all, okay? You can sit quietly and imagine I am, and you can ask your God self questions. And the answer will come in the sign, or somebody will speak it or talk about it. Something will happen where you get the answer that you're asking. It's really cool. Try it. Just sit quietly, meditate, I am. Think of the question that you want to know. If you want to know where something is, I never lose anything, okay? I'm always told where to find something if I've lost it. Because you don't ever really lose anything. Everything is still already yours. You don't ever think thoughts of, oh, people are stealing from me or people are doing this or doing that. No, that does not happen. My friend changed her name to my SP's name on Discord, and she'll send me messages. That's pretty nice of her to do. If a friend dreams of your manifestation, what does that mean? I don't know. I've never heard of that one before. If a friend dreams of your manifestation, you must be very close with them. Yeah. Amanda, is your mom still alive? If she is, you just need to see her well. Continuously run, always speak of her in a wellness form. She is always well. Are delays in the 3D due to resistance deeply embedded in our subconscious? You could have deeply in there, but if you keep affirming and visualizing the things that you want and thinking happy thoughts, that's going to push out those negative thoughts. They can't both, you can't have two masters in your house, okay? As you fill your subconscious more and more and more with positive affirmations, positive thoughts, positive surroundings, even positive music. Listen to the 432 hertz music, anything like that. The more you fill yourself up with positive things, thinking love and happiness and joy, you push out the bad ones. They have to go. They can't stay. Yeah. Alexandria, yeah, we have an occasional doubts about our manifestations. Everybody does, but affirm. That's it. I think if you don't want it, then you can just choose to let it pass. You might can. I don't know. I really didn't get in depth to that whole article that I was reading, but I was kind of surprised that they said you couldn't cancel out a manifestation. My God self is a smart ass. Yeah. Yeah, God has a sense of humor. Make no doubt about that. How do you know it's not the ego answering? It's a whole different spiritual feeling. It doesn't feel anything like a memory. It doesn't feel like a thought in your head. And that's what ego is. Ego is just a thought in your conscious mind, okay? And if you pay attention, you can tell the difference. Accept, wait, no, we ain't accepting none of that. My friend dreamed of me in my current SP Prego, and my mom is alive and better. I ignore her and her sick talk. Oh, yeah. So I had to do that with mine too. She was a hypochondriac. Well, guys, I hope that y'all have enjoyed this time. I'm going to go ahead and break off of here now. And all your love and prayers. My brother's in the hospital. They put a port in him this morning for, he's got kidney problems, so he's getting dialysis. So he's been in there 4 days. He's a year younger than me. So he's not a spring chicken either. But, you know, he can always use your positive thoughts and prayers. And I thank you all so much for watching. I have enjoyed this. It was great talking to all of you. And you have a wonderful day. And let's just keep manifesting and watch those inner conversations. Keep them straight. We want all our people to get our stuff right now.